Hello everyone, welcome once again to our step-by-step Looker Studio tutorial for beginners. In this video, we are learning about when and how to create a map visual. So in order to create a map visual, you must have some geographical values in your data. For example, we have city, country, state over here, even the postal code. And then we can go to our dashboard or report that we are creating. And in our report, you will see that if your location is identified or if your column is identified as a valid location, you can see a geographical value here. Now what we can do is, in order to display a map data, so we want to display city wise sales. So for that we will add a chart from here and we will drag to this. So it is a bubble map and it is a field map. So we will go to bubble map here and we will drag it here. Again, we are doing this with reference to our other dashboard that we created using Power BI, and here we are doing it with the help of Looker Studio. And here what you can do is you can arrange the size first of all, because all our visuals are like this. So because the maps are also draggable, that's why you have to be very careful in selecting the element. From here you can choose your zoom level, and as you can see, as a location parameter it has by default selected country. If you don't have these columns where a globe is there, then it might show you some kind of error, so make sure that you have that. You don't want to see date order, so date range dimension we will remove. Then we have tooltip, we have size, we have color metric, we have color dimension. When we are displaying a bubble chart, so basically the size of the bubble represents the amount of something. And in this case, because we are building a sales dashboard or a sales report, so that's why we will choose sales as our bubble. So size here we will add a metric, we will add sales. As you can see, because all these 2.3 million sales, almost 2.3 million sales are in United States, that's why you are seeing this large bubble over here. But we will not use country, instead we will use city. And when you will use city, you will see a data like this. So here you can see in whichever, and this will give you an impression that here in this part of this country there are less number of sales. Here you can see in cities like New York and cities like San Diego, Los Angeles, we have more sales, like Seattle. So all the big cities have big sales bubbles, which is simply indicating what we can do. You can change this from sum to average. If suppose you want to count total number of sales, so count is different than sum, because in count it will count the total number of rows for that particular country. You can also count distinct. So when you will count distinct, it will show you the distinct sum orders. So here we will simply choose sum, because distinct sales is not the valid thing here. And this is how you can display a map chart. You can also zoom in, zoom out to show the data. Once you are finished, anytime you can view your report, so that you can see whatever is happening, and this is how you can present your report as well. And then you can click back to edit to start editing. Obviously we can click here and resize our data, resize our chart to view the data more clearly. And again we can put a text field here anywhere, so that we can represent what this data is representing. So this is city wise total sales. Now let's click once again on it. Let's to see different settings here. If you will go to style, you will see different options like map and satellite, so you can choose between two. Then you can see roads, landmarks, labels. Obviously these are not visible right now, but if they are, you can do this. Then you have layer types as bubbles. You can also choose field areas. So you can choose again for this. Things like state will be a better option. Line map, connection map. So that's why we selected the bubbles, because that is the best thing that we can select here. And then you can change the color as per your requirement. So we can choose darker color here. Let's choose this color. Again, it's your choice. If it is looking good, then you can choose it. Otherwise, you can play with different shades of it. You can see if you want to fix it, so don't allow pan and zoom, then that option will disappear. Show street view control, because we have this option. These icons will do something, right? So these icons will change your view. So you can zoom in full screen. You can see here some cities are appearing in different countries, because the city name might be the same there. So here you can see we do have Rome here in New York State. So, but this data obviously belongs to United States. So in order to solve the problem of city that we are having in our data currently, that city names, as you can see, Rome for example is in USA also, and it is in Italy as well. So we are creating a new field here, a new column called new city, and we will use a simple formula here called concat, where we will use concat to create a field which will be our field name and state name. So it will be something like city comma state. So now when we create a field like this, and let's format the formula. When we create a field like this, so in this particular field will be unique, right? It will not be, this will not be a combination in any other country. And now let's save this. Now it is saved. Click done, and let's see our new field here, that is new city. It is obviously currently showing as ABC, but let's try to put this new city in place of location. And here you can see, right, now we don't have that problem anymore. So if you have data like this, now we are seeing only USA cities over here. So if you have that problem, you can solve it by this simple method as we just saw. Although it is showing ABC, but obviously when Google Map will format this value, it will format it correctly. So this is how you can create a map visual with bubbles and display sales as a metric or any other continuous value as a metric. We will discuss more about Looker Studio, more type of graphs in upcoming tutorials. So stay tuned.